Okay, I think we're ready to go. I'm going to, start the clock and start from scratch. We'll just see how long, it takes me to get through 1 year. I'm going to play 1 year as a solo game, and see, I'm going to shuffle the cards up here. I cannot tell what I'm doing, and I need you to pick a number out there in TV land. I'm going to assume you picked the number 2, so I'm going to take the 1, 2 card off the top of the deck. If you didn't pick 2, just trust me, you were thinking about it. So, oh boy, my one season goal is to take any 2-star front office team and win the pennant. So I'm going to put that goal right out here, and I'm going to go into my pre-made team decks, and I'm going to find where I have my 2-star front office teams. So I have 9 of each front office. And what that means is when you start the game, you're going to get one of these cards, or something like this, and it tells you this is what you start with. Okay? So I can take any of them. I can choose. So I'm going to hopefully, this is going to be very difficult, regardless of whether I'm on medium or not. So I think I'm going to need a pretty strong manager and a pretty strong farm system. This guy looks like he might be the one I'm going to pick. So I've chosen this 2-star front office team, and I'm going to get myself set up and ready to play. So I have a 2-star front office, so I slide my chit under the 2-star. My farm system is pretty good. I have a 5-star farm system, and I have a 4-star manager. So aside from my front office, I'm doing pretty good. My major league team, I have 6 regular players, and that's it. That's not good. But I have a really good farm system, so I start the game with 4 phenom players and 6 prospect players. I have a loan card. Now, we'll talk about the loans here as I play. And I have some money left over. I have $4,000, which I'm going to put them right here. I think you guys can see this part of the screen. So that is my setup. The artificial intelligence doesn't have anything to set up. They don't have a team. They don't have a farm system. All they're tracking is wins and losses. That's it. So we're basically ready to start. What I need to do at the beginning of the game is first to roll the die and see how many wins I'm going to need to win the pennant. The die roll, is a 0. This is going to be very, very difficult. I need to win 100 games. In order to calculate who wins the pennant, you roll the die and you add 90 to it, essentially. So on the score track, we'll have little markings that tell you about the pennant, because the victory point track is also how we track wins. So the 0 is a 10, 10 plus 90 is 100, and I'm going to struggle, I think. But that's cool. That's cool. You don't want the game to be too easy. All right, I'm ready to go. So what I need to do is to just randomly take, and we'll shuffle some of these op cards. You start the game with 5 cards, and then we're going to draw cards as the game goes along. And we'll put my action cards on top. Before we do anything, we are officially in initial off-season event. So we have an off-season deck, and I want you to see that I'm just randomly shuffling here. Not that you think I'm cheating the system here on YouTube or Board Game Geek or wherever you're watching, but I'm going to take a random off-season card, and what this says is that the World Baseball Classic wears on my players. So I have to roll the die, and something is going to happen. Something is going to happen. Something is going to happen. I rolled a 4. I can't use the manager card action in the early season, so what I'm going to do, this is brutal. I'm going to take my manager card, action card, and just take it out of the deck. So we'll put it down. I know I can't play it. In the early season, I'm in trouble. It doesn't affect Detroit, because Detroit's actions are right here. I guess if any of the events said the Detroit takes an action with their manager, I could say no, they don't, but as the person who made the cards, I know there isn't a card in there like that. So, okay, let's get started. At the beginning of the early season, we're going to check what I call our J rating. How many journeymen you have. Journeymen are the people on your major league team we don't track. Okay? So you can tell right now on my major league team I have 6 regulars that I'm tracking. All that means is I have 19 bums. I have 19 players who don't even qualify as regular players. They're like Enrique Wilson type players. They're just not good. So on my matrix, I have a little chart off to the side here. It says if you have 6 impact players, between 6 and 9, you're going to start the phase with 4 wins, 4 losses. Okay? And in solitaire mode, this is a little bit of, math smithing. If I'm playing on the medium difficulty, which I am, the Detroit player starts with 1 loss. Now, if you get more difficult, obviously the Detroit player will start with wins and things like that. And on medium, it's the player's turn. Easy and medium, the player goes first. And on hard or Hall of Fame, Detroit will go first. So I'm just going to kind of try to show you my cards as I'm playing them. Obviously, I don't have a superstar, so this is going to be difficult. I don't have this is in the middle season anyway. Team on a roll. This is a good card to play. I'd probably play that first. Oh boy, I would really like to get a superstar because if you're shooting for the pennant, having a superstar really helps. So I think I'm actually just going to go for that first. I have this card says Phenom to Majors. We've actually combined all of the farm system actions. And the way it works, I have a 5-star farm system. I have 5 die rolls. I just have to pay for all of them. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to try to bring a Phenom up to the Majors first. And this is the chart I'm going to be rolling on right here. And the cool thing is I can buy DRMs. So I'm going to pay $1,000. It's $500 to roll the die, and $500 per die roll modifier, up to a +3. So I'm going to buy a +1, and I'm going to hope for the best here. Here we go. It's an 8. Cool. 8 + 9. I know he makes the Majors as an all-star. Kind of wish I spent some extra money. It's the early season, and I haven't figured... I will figure out a way for the Detroit player to generate media, and we'll talk about what media does in the mid-season. But I'm just going to take my all-star. So I'm going to say the all-star is in the Majors, and what happens is now a Phenom drops down to 3 because the Phenom came up. So that was my turn. I brought a Phenom up to the Majors. So now it's Detroit's turn. Detroit is going to draw a card. And you're going to get your first look at what these cards look like. Excellent. This is a good card to start with. The AI, or Detroit, updates their roster. They kind of did what I did. They don't have any wins, and they didn't attack me. So that's really cool. It's like a pass. All right, so now I have another turn here. And what I can do... What I will do is I'm going to play this card on myself. It's a star player carries team. If I have a superstar, I gain 5 wins and $500. But if I have an all-star, I'll gain 3 wins. And it's only a 2-op card. So that's a pretty good allocation of wins, I think, for a team that just has this configuration. So that's my turn. So now it's Detroit's turn. And Detroit is going to do something... Uh-oh, this is going to hurt. Oh, this is going to hurt a lot. It's an event that's played against me because the if statement applies. If player has a 2-star front office or less, yeah, I do, I have to cut 2 regular players, and I pay. Oh, if I have no regulars, I pay $1,000. So I just cut my 2 regulars. I'm down to 4, and that's his turn. Now the neat thing is, I can only get hit with an event once per phase, and that was the one time that the Detroit player chose to hit me with an event. So I don't get hit with any more events. So if another event comes up, all Detroit will do is start winning games. You'll see how that works. So that wasn't an awful event, but I don't like it. It's kind of not good. So I'm going to try to keep pushing towards, because I'm trying to win the pennant. I got to win 100 games here somehow, and I've only won 3. I'm going to play the team on a roll card. And what this allows me to do is to win 3 games in the current phase. And then I'm going to discard in any future phase to win 3 more games. So I just put a cube on the top there just to tell myself that this is the active event. In the full version, of Lords of Baseball when you're playing with 3 and 4 people. There's an off season, so that part of the card I know I'm not using, but I like to just put that there just as a reminder to myself that says, hey, check this out. You can win 3 games a little bit later on. It's Detroit's turn, and excellent. They're not going to attack me, but they're going to win games. It says AI wins games equal to ops, and it's a 3 op card. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give Detroit 3 wins. Right now they're 3-1. They have 4 games that they've played, so I'm in no worry about them passing. When the Detroit player gets 10 games, that's when they're going to think about passing for the round. Okay. I don't have a really good hand. So actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what the cycle looks like. I'm going to try to get some cards. The cycle allows me to buy cards. I don't have a ton of money, so I'm only going to buy Sugar Snaps. I really, really want to spend all of these to get an extra card, but I don't want to be out of money. But I'm going to do it anyway. So I just spent all my money. What $3,000 allows me to do is to buy the triple. I'm going to play one of the cards, and I'm going to pocket one of them. I'm going to get to hold on to one, and I discard the other. So I'm going to go into my deck and just randomly pull out 3 cards, and they're all 3 op cards. That's nothing really great for what I'm doing. Let me see. I'm definitely going to keep this because media. I might just play this because media is going to help me later on. And what media allows you to do is mitigate the die rolls after you roll the die. So like remember I bought the DRM when I brought the Phenom up. That was before I rolled. Media lets you mess with the die roll afterwards. So like if I rolled a 9 and I didn't use any DRMs, media would allow me to make that, not a 1, a 10. Alright, which is good. So, yeah, why don't I play that? I'm going to play that now, and I'm just going to take my 3 media cubes. And it says all other players can add 1 media. I haven't figured out how the Detroit player is going to deal with media, so I'm just going to skip that part. And, honestly, I'll keep this and just discard this. I don't see a big difference between the 2 of them right now. So it's going to be Detroit's turn. They're going to draw their card, and they're going to go on a 4-game win streak. So AI wins games equal to ops, which is 4. They're not going to attack. But now they're 7-1. They have 7 wins. I have 6 wins. So I'm falling behind a little bit. What can I do? I don't see, in a 1-year situation, I don't see the need to build up the farm system too much. So the event here that says make a prospect a phenom, I love this event in the long game because phenoms are really important. But since I have 3 of them, I'm only playing 1 season, I don't think I need them. I'm going to play the 3 ops, and I'm going to play it with my all-star. So all-star ops allows me to win games, and it's basically ops times 1. So it's worth 3 wins. It's not a great card, but it's what I have. So let's see what Detroit does. Well, they're not going to attack me. They're attacking, but they're attacking with their record. They're just going to pull 3 more wins out, which means I'm going to do a quick aside here. When you build the Detroit deck or your AI deck, what you're going to do is you're going to take 2 cards that have nothing on them. So no ops, no wins, no nothing. It's a roster adjustment. They can do that twice. And you're going to pull a 3-op and a 4-op non-attack win card. So the other cards get shuffled up. So I've been very fortunate that I haven't been attacked too hard, although there are some nasty events in there. I think the events get nastier as the game goes along. Okay, so it's the end of their turn, and they have 11 games. So now what I'm going to do, before I take my turn, I'm going to roll my die just to see if they're going to pass. And the pass chart increases as the game goes along. So they have 11 games, so I'm looking right here. The only way they're going to pass is if I roll a 10. It's very unlikely. There it is, 6. So they're not going to pass this turn. So I'm going to pull another card for them. I'll tell you what. I am I am not fond of my choices here at all. I want to. I'm gonna. I only want to play one more card, and it's only a 2-op card, which kind of stinks. And the only thing I can do with this 2 ops is attack the AI player and give them 2 losses. I can't use my manager because of the event, and I don't have a superstar, so this card is pretty much worthless. The only way I can try to get some wins is I might do a trade. We'll see. But I'm going to do the 2 attack on Detroit. And, oh, here we go. The event, this says, if the player is at least 5 games over 500 for the phase, AI attacks with ops. And I am 9 and 4. I'm exactly 5 games over 500, so he's going to attack me with ops, which is really, really tough. So 4 losses for me. I'm now at 9 and 8. This AI is playing a lot better than the AIs I played before the camera went on. So I like that. I think it's good to see that, I'm getting kind of like my butt kicked here. I really think I need to do something. So I'm going to trade. I'm going to do my trade, and I'm going to use this one. I'm just going to empty the farm system. I'm going to trade. I'm going to trade 4 prospects. I'm going to get rid of 4 prospects. Bang! You're down to 2. I'm not even mad. And I'm going to take 2 regulars. I get the 2 regulars back that I lost due to that event. And because I made a trade on the trade chart, I'm going to roll on the trade impact chart. And that is something we have off to the side. And this is something that may end up on the main board. Let me see. I'm also a 2-star front office, so I'm a -1 DRM, so that 8 is a 7. And on the trade impact chart, it doesn't matter. I'm going to win a game, and I get $500. So I get some money, but more importantly, that trade netted me a win. So that was big. The artificial intelligence, I don't think I rolled. I didn't roll after their card. I have to roll again. So before my trade, let me see if, oops, I was at 9, I think. Let's see if the AI would pass. They're at 10 and 3 is 13 games. So they're still only passing on a 10. Look at that. They did not do it. So they're going to take a turn right now. So their turn says AI does nothing. It's the blank play. So on my last move, I'm going to pass. So it doesn't matter what the AI does from here on out. To me, they're just going to win games. So I'm going to pass and get paid. And the way you get paid in Lords of Baseball, you're going to discard a card. And in my mind, in my vision, the final card is going to have some information on it that says tickets, ticket gate, something like that. So when you pass, you discard a card, and you get the money that's on there. During testing, what we've done is we've just taken the op value and multiplied it by 4,000. So I'm going to take $12,000, and now we're going to play out the Detroit deck. There are only 2 cards left. So he's going to win 4 games. So he goes to 14 and 3. Let's see if he passes. He's at 17. On a 7, 8, 9, or 10, he's going to pass. There's a 9. So he passes. He doesn't get to play this card, which would have just given him 2 more wins anyway. So the early season is officially over. At the end of the early season, we do a couple things. First thing we do is get paid. The payment, I took care of that. We have to take care of our loans. My loan interest is $1,000, so I pay that off. I can do a couple things. I can pay off the loan entirely, which would just leave me with $1,500. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pay it down. I'm going to pay the loan down a little bit. So I'm going to take my $10,000 share, put it back in, and I take a $5,000 loan. During the regulation, or I don't want to call it the real game, the multiplayer game, you can see you can take as many loans as you want, but in the VP game, a $5,000 loan is minus 15. It's pretty significant. The $10,000 loan is minus 30, and if you have more than one of these, you're probably not going to win. If you're playing, I'll game drop here, Agricola, and you have 2 or 3 begging cards, it's very unlikely you're going to win. So in a similar situation, it's very unlikely you're going to win this game with any of that. So we're going to go into the middle season. We have to figure out what our records are. And I'm just looking at the clock right now. It looks like I'm around 20 minutes, and my wonderful camera only shoots for 30. So I'm gonna show you how to. I call it normalize. Get our records the way they're supposed to be, and then we'll stop and we'll probably do the mid season and then we'll do the late season. We might shoot 3 videos. Who knows? We'll have a little bit of fun. The early season, we play 23 games, and I've played 10 plus 9 is 19. So I have to play 4 more games. The way we do it is you play 500 baseball with the extra loss. I'm going to win a game, I'm going to lose a game, win a game, lose a game, win a game. So I'm essentially going to be 12 and 11. Those 23 games I played, I'm 1 game over 500. So my 12 wins, I keep track of here on the board. So there I am. And you might notice the numbers on the board really don't match up. The first number is 46. Well, why is that? Well, in a 162 game season, Tommy Lasorda said that you're going to win a third and lose a third of your games, no matter what, no matter how good you are. So we're going to give you 45 wins and give you 45 losses right off the bat. That's 90 games. So the other 72 are decided through cards and things like that. So we played 23 in the early season. So I won 12 of those 23. I had a pretty rough early season compared to what the AI did. Now he's at 17 games, so he has to play 6 more, which means he gets to bing, 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 bing. Win 3, lose 3. He's at 17. 5, 10, 15, 16, 17. So on my way to the pennant, not only am I way behind, but I'm in second place. So it's at this point where I start thinking, this might be too tough. But I don't care. I'm gonna push on, and we're gonna see how the middle and late seasons go, and we'll kind of wrap up here at the end. And at the end of these 2 videos, we'll see how quickly I get through the mid and late season. I'll try not to talk as much.